And welcome to Fan Frenzy, the podcast where we all come together, where you take control of the conversation. Tristan is the question man.
Driver of this. I like that I've taken over Fan Frenzy.
It's good.
It's good.
I like it too.
Let's dive straight into it. Shane Freer, race ranking of 8.5. And just a nice short one from Shane this week. 3 to Max, consistent drive. 2 to Ocon from a long way back. Even moved over for his teammate when asked. And 1 to Dan. Nice drive. Can we get JB to slag off Dan before every race?
Don't mind it.
Yes.
Thanks for the opening question too, Shane.
Yeah, not too bad. Dud of the day, or as Shane likes to call it, the did.
Feels like there's
D-I-D?
Feels like there's a real enemy thing going on here.
I'm not going to let anything slip from Shane for about a month now. Gee, a few. But Carlos spinning around and taking out Albon. Oh, that's harsh.
Which bit?
That's harsh.
It was a poor spin.
You reckon?
There was 3 poor spins.
Yeah, very true.
Perez, and Carlos and Yuki. They all had bad moments. Yeah, not bad. No question.
Nice.
Who's next?
Nice one. Nat Pollard. Race ranking of 9 out of 10. For once, there was enough going on at the front to warrant more coverage of the front runners.
I like that
Yes,
call.
I agree with you
Good
too.
call.
3 to Lando, drove a great race despite experiencing the opposite of safety car luck from Miami. 2 to Max, kept it clean, and 1 despite still struggling with his car, and 1 to Oscar. So cool under pressure. So glad he didn't sign for Alpine a few years ago. I bet you.
Good. That's a great point.
I bet you he is too, Nat.
What a great point. We did bring up that Oscar was with them,
That's
but
right,
we didn't think
yeah.
about the consequences for
That's
Oscar.
exactly right too. Dud of the day, Ferrari. They just didn't have their cars dialed in for this track. So disappointing after their recent form.
So weird.
I agree with you too. I'm not sure about Dud of the day though. Now I think it was
No,
just
that's
a
fair. That's a
Singapore
good one.
thing.
That's a good one. I don't mind
Hero
it.
of the hour, the weather. Nothing like a bit of moisture to give the race a bit of spice.
And moisture that disappears and comes again and disappears. Absolutely. With you.
Absolutely. Question. Struggling with this one, actually, as most of the more pressing questions have already been asked. How cool is it that Jamie Chadwick won her first race in Indy NXT? I'm loving seeing more opportunities for women in motor racing and social media bringing their achievements to our attention more. I agree with you too, Matt. Jamie Chadwick is a high-quality driver. Often makes me think of the Iron Dames team in the GT3.
Yep.
Which they'll be at Le Mans this weekend and drive the factory Lamborghini with the Iron Dames, yeah. Iron Lynx, sorry. Name escaped me there. But yes.
One of the things, there's not a question there, but one of the things that bugs me the most about Formula 1 teams at the moment is that they're not taking opportunities to go and properly develop some women in our sport.
Yeah.
Like, it feels to me like an absolute no-brainer to sink a bunch of cash into developing a couple of girls, up-and-comers, go and identify the best talent that's out there, and go and give them all the opportunities that we're hearing that Liam Lawson's getting, all the opportunities that Kimi Antonelli's getting. Why are you going to develop some of these girls and see what's possible?
Dunno.
Because I tell you are going to have fans galore coming to your team.
Yeah.
It's just,
fair.
Blows my mind.
Yeah. Jordan Pankraz, race ranking of 9. Great action throughout, overtakes for the lead and weather drama. 3 to Lando, 2 to Max, and 1 to Haas. Good call, Jordan.
Great call.
Mention them too for Haas for gambling on the full wets at the start. Loved it. Dud of the day, Red Bull for signing.
Good call too.
Signing
Jordan
Perez.
we're close on this one.
On wavelengths too. Question, whose teammate would you least like to be in Formula 1? Oh, well. Ocon because he'll run into you. Max or Fernando because they'll build the team around them and destroy you. Russell or Stroll because who wants to hang out with those guys, etc. Jordan, I don't really feel like I need to answer that question. I would say that 99.9% of people will know my answer to that.
Does it feel like Jordan is turning into one of us?
Kinda.
It feels like he's very much on our wavelengths at the moment.
Yeah, good.
Who would I least like to have as a
least
teammate?
like
See, the
to
benefit
have?
of having Stroll as your teammate is you get to thrash him. And so that's a good thing, and you get to destroy him. I like that. I tell you, I would not like to be Max's teammate. That pressure on being Max's teammate would be immense.
Yep.
I
like that he's given us a few different options
Yeah.
there too. I don't mind that. Good question. Good question.
I tell you, I'd love to be Bottas's teammate.
Oh yeah, it'd be awesome.
Wouldn't it be the best? Did you answer? Is it just Stroll?
Yeah, well, obviously.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with Oh, yeah, I think Ocon is the right call.
Yeah, all right.
You just
fair.
crash into you.
Yep, fair. Dean Holt, 9 out of 10. Probably the best race of the season so far.
Yep.
Correction, Dean, the best race of the season so far. 3 to Lando, did a great job looking after the tyres again and going a few extra laps on the Inters. And built up about a 10-second lead before the first safety car, but just couldn't match Max in the end. 2 to Max, not often I give him anything, but just have to give him credit for this one as he didn't have the normal car advantage. Agree with you there. Nearly gave it to Dan, 3, or Ocon, but just had to give it to Hamilton as he edged out. Started 7th and finished 4th, so I don't mind that, yeah. Dud, could have been Ferrari. Could have been Perez again, but I'm giving it to Villeneuve. Yes, agree Dan has been hot and cold this season and has had a couple of bad seasons, but I really don't think someone who makes hard work of winning a World Drivers' Championship in a far superior car than Schumacher. Then in his last 5 years in F1, finished 12th, 16th, 21st, 14th, and 15th.
Bring the stats.
There's nothing I love more than researched questions.
Bring the stats.
In the standings, and shouldn't be heavily criticising another driver when he wasn't that great himself.
I love our listeners.
This feels like another Brittany Rosberg trying to stay relevant. Also, I don't think he liked it when Dan had to go back. Well, that's what happens. When you throw stones, you got to be careful, to not get them back too. Next one. Sorry, I can't think of a question this week. Why can people not think of questions? Do you think they're so like wrapped up in the excitement of the race weekend that we've just forgotten questions because we just enjoyed it? Maybe.
Possibly.
I like it. Anyway, so I can't really think of a question this week, so I thought I'd mention fantasy and F1.5. Fantasy was a crazy this week, and I do have sympathy for anyone that had double and triple on Ferrari. Thank you. That was me. As my last season at Coda, I had the Hamilton on the ×2 and Leclerc, who got disqualified with Mercedes and McLaren. So got negative 125.
Huge.
I was losing all the points that you could have scored. As regards to F1.5, with Perez doing so badly, are you including him?
Don't mind it.
Joking, good. But just wanted to say you do a great job with this. It's interesting to see how the championship would turn out without the top teams. Awesome. Thank you, Dean.
Great comment, Dean.
Great comments,
really
Dean.
good. Dean, tell me, do you think that Tristan should be disregarding any driver that doesn't finish the race?
Yes.
Because it's you got to remember this is a way of measuring the field.
Yep.
If they're crashing out, they should be gone.
Yep, don't mind that. Don't mind that. All right, Paul Cook. Race ranking of 9 out of 10. Lots of 9 out of 10s. Do you think anyone's going to pull us with a 10?
Don't know. I haven't heard from Adam yet.
Maybe. Okay, we'll have a look. I don't pre-read these, as you know. Yeah. So race ranking 9 out of 10. 3 to Lando using DRS while cooling tyres was very smart to wait for Verstappen to be within 1 second of George before leapfrogging and keeping the DRS and keeping cool tyres, let alone everything else.
Good call.
Yep. 2 to Hamilton. George pipped him, but he drove a better race. Great action with Alonso too. 1 to Ricciardo. Soft penalty for the race start. Not sure he even jumped. Thank you, Paul. He didn't. Radio call of the day. This was good. Charles, how much time am I losing down the straights? Pitwall, quite a bit, but keep pushing. Charles, I don't want this answer when I'm asking, please tell me. Pitwall, half a second. Yeah, that Pitwall's response was as useful as a dad coaching his kids' footy team despite never having played the sport.
Good call.
I don't coach football teams.
I didn't look at you like you did.
No, I feel like I don't know if that was like between you and Dean there.
No.
All right, question.
No, this is Paul.
Imagine you're the father to a young woman who is dating a current F1 driver.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Paul, I really hope to one day to be the father of a F1 driver. Just without the rest of that. Which driver do you want her to bring home and why?
Father of a young
You can answer this better because I don't have a young daughter.
But it could be a young man, couldn't it? That could be dating an F1 driver.
Yeah.
In this day and age. Who would you want them to bring home? Oh, who's the nice guys on the grid?
Nice
Alex
guys.
Albon seems like a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, fair.
Dan, yep. You'd be happy with Dan, Ricciardo.
Yep.
Oscar.
Yep.
Let's go to who wouldn't you want?
Who wouldn't I want?
I mean, obviously, Lance
Yeah,
Stroll.
obviously. Yeah. I don't know.
Magnussen.
Yeah, Joe.
Oh, see, Joe seems okay.
I guess so. I'd be like, all right.
You'd be a bit worried about Tiffany, wouldn't you? Bottas has he's really turned unusual away from the sport, hasn't he?
He's just a weird
Nah,
cat.
fun,
He's
fun.
a weird cat. That's why we love him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there's not too many bad guys. I don't know about Alonso. I'm not sure.
Don't know.
Yeah, but no, my pick would be Oscar at the moment.
Right, don't mind that.
Yep.
Adam Hughes, race ranking was a solid 7 out of 10.
Oh, my goodness. Adam. Oh, I like he brings difference.
I don't even know how to respond to that. It was a solid 7. Adam, I would like to know where we lost 2 points, because it's a 9, and then 9 and 10 is the only correct answer to that one. 3 to Max, a great drive. 2 to Dan, even though the penalty still got points. 1 to Gasly, great drive. I've broken the top 10 in fantasy. Yay.
Well done.
Good. Well done, Adam. Pass of the day. This is different. Oscar Piastri schooling Russell.
Well, I think he was just holding position, wasn't he?
He was elbows out again, and I loved it.
It was good, but
It
it
was
was.
great to
I
see.
don't think he passed him.
No,
Didn't
he
he
was
just hold
holding
position?
He was, yeah. But I don't mind it.
Well
Don't
done,
mind it.
well done, Adam. On also, I think he's had some successes in some iRacing lately.
That's good. That's good.
He's doing well.
That's good. Done of the day. Stewart's passport check. So Norris, thank you. Norris clearly jumps the start in round 2. Nothing. Dan creeps forward 5 seconds. It's completely rigged for both British drivers.
There was a difference.
Oh,
Dan never stopped, kept on creeping, whereas Lando did stop. But I'm with you. I thought it was harsh. Anyway.
What about this one?
Oh, good.
Ask round of the weekend.
Yes, I like it. I thought Dean Holt had the best comment this week, but this is good.
JB calls out DR. DR puts it in 5th in a V-carbon points. Suck it. Clarification.
Here we go.
iRacing. Okay, iRacing. I won the GTP in a 963 Porsche Series in Division 3 Australia and New Zealand. Did you have questions last week?
No. Remember, we did talk about.
We did. Okay, sorry.
And we were questioning what was the cars
awesome.
in
That's
the iRacing.
right. Yep. Okay.
I do like how he clarifies.
Right. Yep. Then he placed 2nd in a GT4 in a 718 Porsche at Nürburgring. 24 hours.
How good.
That's good. I'd love to know. Love to see your lap time around that. I reckon I can do that in about 6 minutes in something that is probably probably a GT3-ish. I like the Mercedes AMG.
Okay.
For that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 6 or 7, 6:48, 6:58-ish. Anyway, I'd like to know your best lap time around Nürburgring 24 hour, please. Dean, and in what? And completed Le Mans 24 hour in a GTP 963 Porsche and came 6th. That's awesome. Well done, Dean. I really like that. I love my sim racing. Sorry, not Dean. Adam. I'm looking at the wrong one. Thanks, Adam. I love my sim racing. So yeah.
Good clarification.
Yeah, awesome. Yes.
I wonder, does it cost to enter the race, the big races?
Like I don't know about iRacing. I know on
clarification
GT Sport and stuff like that.
Next episode,
you do your stuff, but yeah. Anyway,
then so 2 questions for you here, Adam. We're having a conversation through podcast, and I like that. Does it cost to enter races, and then how do you put your team together?
Yeah,
because there's obviously you step in, you step out of races, and he was in racing with Verstappen. Remember, in the same race as Verstappen.
That's right, he was too. Yeah,
and so I think there's qualifying, but how do you put your team together?
Yeah.
How do you communicate with each other? Because I'm assuming you're driving in different places around the world.
Yeah.
And then, is there a cost involved?
All right, don't mind that. Don't mind that too. All right, question, driver market. Alpine, V-Carb, William, Haas, Mercedes, go.
In terms of who's in them?
And I like the new cars.
Okay.
All right, so just go.
We didn't talk about the new cars.
No, we didn't. Yeah, that's right, the regs.
Anyway, next episode.
There'll
be more.
Let's make a little segment on that.
Yes,
because I did a social media post and unpacked not all of it. I say about a quarter.
Cool.
All right. Let's just do it quick fire. Let's just say a team and then your 2 drivers.
Yep.
All right, Alpine,
Jack and Gasly.
correct. V-Carb,
Ricciardo and Tsunoda.
yes. Williams,
Sainz and Albon.
I'm going to say Albon. And come back to me on that one. Not Sainz.
No, there was a go on it. Name somebody.
Bottas.
Okay.
Yep.
You've been on that for a bit.
Yeah. Haas.
Berman and Ocon. Behrman, isn't it? Not Berman. Behrman.
Behrman and Schwartzman.
Oof. He's come from a long way. He's come from a long way away then. Okay. Mercedes.
Kimi, George and Antonelli.
And George.
It's just it's happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I like the new cars. I don't know, Adam. Jury's out for me.
We will do an episode.
We'll do an ep on that, but jury's out
because my biggest worry is, and like everyone's biggest worry is, we do not need new regulations. Let's delay them for 2 years. Let's come up with a across-the-board thing.
Yeah.
Delay the new regs for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We don't have a new team coming in, and then we can just really pretty it up a bit.
Yeah. Yep. Don't mind that too.
I'm very worried. But anyway, we'll get there. But
right.
We'll do an episode on it, that's for sure. Thank you very much for all your wonderful questions. There were some beauties. Wasn't there? You don't got to say anything else?
We've got one more.
Oh, have we? Oh, sorry. You spoke like it was the last one.
I didn't. I was just
lucky laugh. There you go.
there too.
Sorry. Who is it?
Last one is Sam.
Forget about it.
Last one's Sam.
I thought we put him on a ban.
No, we did we put him on a ban? No, we put him on a ban for only questions because I'm still traumatised over that. All right, a lot of people want to give points for. So this is Sam's opening sort of statement. A lot of people I want to give points for, thanks to good racing, but also some off moments. So he won't be surprised if I want to rearrange things.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So like I'm going to read it, and then he thinks, okay, I won't do that, Sam. I don't know. I have done that before. Maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe. 3 points to Lando. Unfortunate safety car timing, but did well to hold it together against a charging Piastri and Mercedes team. 2 points to Verstappen. That was fought for a race win, and the wet track racing as well was well done.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 point for Fernando. Points for Aston after a mediocre run. Nice.
Okay.
Cool. Start of the day. Red Bull's amateur aerodynamicist, Perez. Poor qualifying was a non-event during the race, and for someone that is meant to be the tyre whisperer, and then his screen time involves a half-disassembled rear wing. Great demonstration of why you got re-signed, buddy. Here are the hour Haas for the flash-in-the-pan moment of wets at the beginning.
Yes,
I think we can all agree with that one.
Good fun.
Now, that's how you wake me up from an awkward shift, start and finish. And question, with Ocon out, Perez and Tsunoda signing on, there are still teams and drivers playing contract poker. Not saying who goes where, but which players are the high rollers, potentially playing a contract game, and who are shooting craps. Williams might secretly be high rollers since they can pick up Sainz, Bottas or Antonelli with little consequences, depending on how those drivers navigate the market. Alpine are shooting craps. Dillon would be ideal, but Alpine are never the best at contract timing. I think Sainz is secretly holding a bad hand because he has not been outwardly signed to Mercedes, Audi or Williams. If Lewis can replace you in a heartbeat, then how have you not bumped Perez to secure a top seat? Yeah, can't agree with that one with Sainz.
Not sure there's a question in there in the end, but it was a good statement. I like the statement. It was very green with you.
I kind of agree with you. There was like some sort of... good. Yep. Anyway...
Who's the high rollers?
Which
driver currently has the most to work with?
I feel like it's Valtteri, just from his experience at Mercedes. Like, how can you forget that?
I was not expecting that.
No, but he is. You have to stop and think. Is it 93 in a row podium finisher? He's a race winner. It's a ridiculous amount of, or is that the Q3? I forget the stat on it. It's a ridiculous amount of Q3 streaks and appearances in a row. It's pole position. He's
not any time recently.
No, but he brings that with him.
Michael Schumacher's got a shit ton of good records. He's not bringing him in.
He brings that recently, and there aren't other people that have that on their resume that are available.
Yeah, okay.
You got to remember where he's come from and the skills that he has up against Lewis.
Yep.
I think we sometimes forget what he's got in his toolkit.
Okay.
So yeah, Valtteri's a high roller for me.
Okay.
Valtteri's a high roller.
Not hearing his name anywhere, are we?
But that's sometimes.
But that's I'm with you.
Sometimes a good thing.
Okay.
You don't like
Okay.
Anyway, so that's probably it. I think it just answer that.
Yeah, probably Sainz for me, but I don't know. It feels like Kimi Antonelli seems to have all the bloody chips and he hasn't achieved anything, doesn't it?
Yeah, very true.
It's a strange world, Formula One.
Very true.
Beautiful. Well, can I thank everyone for their questions now?
Yep, you can.
They were
We're
a
all
wonderful
done.
bunch of questions. Well done to everybody, and we very much enjoy it. We love our listeners, and we love hearing from them. I look forward to the responses. And get stuck into us. If we're missing something, if you feel like we're not talking about something enough, I tell you what, if you'd love to join us too, why don't we open up that question? Who would like to join us? We should have a competition.
Yep.
For who can join an episode.
Okay.
We'll think about that one up. Come to us with your ideas. But until then, goodbye now.